thought before. I didn't grow up in this church. Thank you, Kira. Thank you. I'll be here all week. This morning we're going to sing a song, and I feel like it was written for me. It's called "The Goodness of God," and it's called "The Goodness of God." And when I was 2 years old, my parents got divorced. My dad lived in Atlanta. My mom lived in Virginia Beach. That's where I grew up. And so my parents got divorced when I was 2, and I had a great relationship with my dad, a great relationship with my mom. And in the summer, it was like double trouble. I'd go to church camp in Georgia, then I'd come back and go to church camp in Virginia, and all this stuff. But it wasn't until I was 15 years old that I was sent to a different church camp in Georgia that my dad had gone to as an adult, that the stuff they were saying about this man called Jesus was, it really touched me in a personal way, that someone would die for my sin and that I would be forgiven. That was such a different thing than I'd ever heard. It's like it finally spoke my language, and I laid in bed that night, and it was on bunk beds in a cabin in North Georgia, and I prayed to God, and it was like I realized at that point, man, I need a dad all the time. Can you be my dad all the time? I love my dad, but I don't see him that much. Will you be my dad all the time? And I felt like he said, my favorite, that's what he calls me, my favorite. He said, my favorite, I'll be your dad all the time, right? I mean, I got to have a personal relationship with God, that he is my father all the time. And throughout my life, no matter the ups and downs, the good, the bad, everything, I still know that when I lay in bed that night, or when I'm walking anywhere, if I lose somebody, whatever, that I'm his daughter, he loves me, and we have a personal relationship. So this song reminds me of that. It says, all my life you've been faithful. All my life you've been so, so good. And shouldn't we all be so stoked and so happy that we get to live in the goodness of God? That we know it. And so we might stray away sometimes, but God is waiting, and he's running after us. So I hope you like this song. Your hand.